Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. And let me ask you something before we begin. Have you ever noticed how some people talk about money the way they talk about the weather? Calmly, casually, almost with amusement, while others go quiet the moment the topic comes up, as if money were a distant relative they are not on speaking terms with. I've watched this for years. Same income levels, same city, sometimes even the same household. And yet, one person feels completely at ease writing a check, questioning a bank statement, or negotiating a price. The other feels a small knot in the stomach every single time. Now, what separates the two? Of course, not their bank balance, not their degree, not even their age. It's something far simpler and far more learnable than most people realize. So, today we are talking about financial confidence, not financial success, not financial wealth, but the quiet, steady confidence to manage money without fear, without embarrassment, and without depending on someone else to do your thinking for you. So I want to begin with the line I ask you to hold on to through this entire session. Financial confidence grows through knowledge and action, not luck. Let me say that again. Financial confidence grows through knowledge and action, not luck, not a generous relative, not a lucky stock tip from a neighbor's cousin who knows someone in the market. Knowledge and action. That's it. And that's the whole formula. Okay, let me take you back. Think of the first time you or your child or your grandchild learned to ride a bicycle. Yes, a bicycle. Nobody became confident on a cycle by standing on the pavement and watching the neighborhood kids zoom past. You didn't build balance by admiring someone else's balance. You fell, you wobbled, you scraped a knee, got up, held the handle a little lighter and a little tighter, and rode again. Slowly, the wobble disappeared. One day, without even noticing the exact moment it happened, you were cycling with one hand on the handlebar, the other holding your tiffin box. So, financial confidence works exactly the same way. You don't build it by watching your neighbor invest in mutual funds. You don't build it by nodding along in a family WhatsApp group full of expert money advice. You build it by riding your own cycle, tracking your own expenses, opening your own bank app, asking your own questions, even the ones that feel silly to ask out loud. So, where does this confidence actually come from? So, very simple. Five simple habits. Of course, you can note them down. One, learning continuously. Yes, not an MBA in finance. Just 5 honest minutes with a financial news headline or a video instead of scrolling past it. Yes, number one is learning continuously. And number two, budgeting consistently. Not a complicated spreadsheet, a simple, honest look at where the money goes each month. Yes, budgeting consistently. Number three, saving regularly. Even a small, consistent amount beats a large, occasional one. And number four, asking questions. Every question you are embarrassed to ask is a question someone braver than you already asked and got a useful answer to. Yes, number four is asking questions. And number five, making thoughtful decisions, pausing before signing, before lending, before buying, just one calm breath before the decision. Yes. Number five was making thoughtful decisions. So let me bring this to life with three young people you'll recognize instantly. So meet Sunita ji, our homemaker from Lucknow. For 23 years, she managed the entire household budget in a small dime. Vegetables, school fees, festivals, the works. But whenever her husband mentions SIPs or fixed deposits, she'd quietly leave the room, convinced that it was his department. One day, her daughter asked her a simple question: Mama, if you can manage a household of five people on a fixed budget every single month, why do you think investing is harder than that? Good one. Sunita ji had no answer because there wasn't one. Today, she manages her own small SIP, not because she became a finance expert overnight, but because she finally saw that budgeting is a financial skill. She'd been practicing it for 2 decades already. Then let's meet Priya, a working woman from Pune, a marketing manager who earns well but confessed something disarmingly honest in one of our sessions. I can negotiate a client contract worth lakhs, but I've never once negotiated my own salary hike properly. Her financial confidence gap wasn't about knowledge. It was about applying the same courage she used at work to her own money. And the moment she asked one direct question in her next appraisal, just one, everything shifted. And then meet Rakesh, a man in Ahmedabad, 48 years old, who admits he learned to invest by trial and error, and mostly error. Because in his generation, asking a money question felt like admitting weakness. He lost money twice before he asked his first real question to an actual advisor instead of a WhatsApp forward. His words to us were simple: I wish someone had told me earlier that asking is not a weakness, but guessing is. Three different lives, three different starting points, one identical truth. Confidence didn't arrive fully formed. It grew one honest habit, one uncomfortable question, one small decision at a time. So let's do our today's exercise, our reflection. So your task for the next 2 minutes, take a piece of paper or simply a mind if paper isn't handy and write down three financial habits you already do well. Yes, three. Not what you should be doing, but what you already do well today. Perhaps you already track your grocery spending. Perhaps you already save a fixed amount before you spend anything else. Perhaps you already ask your bank manager questions others are too shy to ask. So, from that list or beyond it, just choose one habit to strengthen over the next month. Not five, not 10, one. Sunita ji chose to start a small SIP. Priya chose to ask one direct question. Rakesh chose to consult an advisor before, not after an investment. So, what will you choose? There is the beautiful truth hiding inside all of this. Financial confidence was never about how much money you have. It was always about how well you know the money you already have and how bravely you are willing to ask, learn, and act with it. So you don't need permission to feel confident with money. You simply need to start riding. So this week, don't wait for the right moment or the right amount to begin. Open that banking app you have been avoiding. Ask that one question you have been holding back. Write down that one number you have never looked at closely. Because financial confidence doesn't arrive one fine morning like a gift. It arrives one small, brave, deliberate ride at a time. And today, right now, is the perfectly good place to start pedaling. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.